January the 24th, 2026. Guys, you're looking at the current image of what we're dealing with here across the south. And the blue, of course, is snow. The purple is a mixture, rain, sleet, all of that. And then the thin red line here is ice. Now, what I'm seeing, and I have this paused right now for 9 a.m. this morning Central Time. That would be 10 on the East Coast. And this is what we're dealing with. I will play it forward, and we'll go into the future with it a little bit. But what I've been noticing is we're in pretty good shape down here. It's overcast, it's wet, it's cool. We are at real feel 36, temperature's 39. It's going to get up into the 40s today. Sunday's going to be the impact time for us here in central Mississippi for the worst of the weather. But everybody's buckled down. Now, what I'm seeing, and we're looking at different web traffic cams up in Memphis and around, is that we're getting a lot of snow in that area and North Mississippi. And of course, you can see it through Arkansas and Oklahoma and Texas. And it looks like a mixture. Now, Tina just told me that New Albany, Mississippi has got an overpass there closed. So if you guys are in that area, you need to pay attention to that. I guess it's just gotten too slick. And I noticed one of the webcams just, I think it was outside of Oxford. We're going to scan through there in Tupelo and Memphis. Was the camera at Oxford was icing over the lens. But it looks kind of like a mixture of sleet and snow on the ground in that area. And it's starting to get very quiet. And what's going to happen is it goes through the day and tomorrow, you're going to have some rain pull in there. There's a low pressure that's going to try to bend up through the system and bring rain out of the Gulf of America. And then that's going to refreeze overnight, tonight and tomorrow night. And that's going to become a major problem. Now let's play this thing through. Again, we're starting at 9 a.m. That's where I've got it paused at this morning Central Time. Let's go forward with it. You can see everything's dropping south here in Mississippi. And again, North Mississippi, the cameras already look rough, and we're going to see more and more highway closures. Now, on this particular model, and we looked at it last night, but the upgraded information on it is showing a real good squall line forming, and we'll watch it again. This was earlier last night. We're getting, as it crosses over just about into Alabama, here's current time. And then watch this squall line right here. And there's some pretty good thunderstorms that are trying to pop up in that area. But here, the red is the hard ice, and that's going to be on top of the rain. And this looks like a very dangerous storm system forming there. Now, guys, you're looking at what's called the live U.S. power outage map. You can get it by going to poweroutage.com. It's interactive. And what we're seeing is Texas is lit up because they are between 10,000 and 50,000 people without power right now. But you don't get lit up unless it's above 10,000. So regardless of what state you're in, you can check it and it will go county by county. Now let's see what's going on with Texas. Again, notice when I click over it changes the map. And it gives you the counties, but notice at the bottom, guys, this is the outage percentage. So if you go from dark blue up into orange, of course, it gets higher. And the yellow is as high as we're seeing here. This is Red River County. You got 2,700 people out. And this is kind of where we started seeing it really get cold last night and the weather start to pile up on them. And then it'll go down. You've got Titus County. They've got 1,300 people out down here. Panola County, you've got 4,300 people out, and you can just scan across all the counties. Over in Glasscock County, you've got 393 out, and it works very well. Also, you can report power outages here, and you can get free outage alerts if you want to do that. Now, I think most of this region, someone correct me, is ERCOT, and I've seen a couple of comments come in from the video last night where people were getting notifications that their price per kilowatt hour was going from less than 10 cents to almost 50 cents for today and tomorrow. And that is very expensive. And I don't know if it's about the money, which of course they love that, but it may be about preserving the grid. Now, I'm not just talking about Texas. I'm talking about, I've got comments from around the country that are going to be involved in this ice storm. Anyway, so the infrastructure is weak, I think is my point, and it's going to be highly overloaded. And it goes back to the point of being self-sufficient for the next storms. If you're not already, you're going to have to end up getting some type of wood-burning heater. And because at one point, propane gas will become so expensive that you can't afford it. So just be thinking about that down the road. But right now, you can check here if you got friends in these areas and they're in a county with power outages, check on them, especially the elder. Guys, and I expect by the hour for this map to light up through today, tonight, through tomorrow, and going into Monday and Tuesday as it moves eastward. And you're going to see some yellows, you're going to see some oranges, you may see some reds. But again, the main thing is you can find out what's going on in your area, but if you've got friends or family in any of these places, you check on them, make sure that they're okay, or you've got property there or something like that. Now, let's look at a couple of webcams, guys. This is North Mississippi. This is the University of Mississippi in Oxford, home of the Ole Miss Rebels. Go Rebs. Anyway, you got, it looks like a mixture of snow and maybe some sleet in here. Now, I did see where yesterday in this area they were spraying salt brine on the roads and all. But what happens after you get a rain coming through, which we may, and you keep stacking up ice, then the effect of that can go away pretty quickly. So you got to be careful. Again, we're starting to see in New Albany overpasses closing. Now, this is south of Memphis, looking north, just north of Coldwater, Mississippi on I-55. And guys, this is not where you want to be. That's why I'm showing these webcams. This is very dangerous. Visibility's not that good. And look at the trucks know what to do. You're looking at that truck stop, guys. If you go just north of Coldwater and you're going north, this is on the left, they're smart. They're getting out of it. You don't want to be in a pileup. There looks like there's been some traffic over on the northbound lane here in one lane, but look at this. It's just not worth it. Don't get out in it. We've been talking about for a few days. You don't want to wait to this point, right? So I hope you guys were prepared. Now, there's going to be travelers, I know, and things like that. It's just too dangerous. If you get in this and you have a wreck, then you're putting a lot of other lives at risk. The people, the first responders, and the people you hit or they hit you or whatever, they've got to come get you. And then their life is at risk. And when they would rather be a lot warmer, I'm sure. Anyway, this is what we're seeing in this area. Now, this is at what they call I-55 and State Line Road. This is South Haven, Mississippi, and it's right on the Tennessee line. You're not far from Memphis and all that, but again, 55. And you can see some traffic out there. They're staying spaced out at least, they're not going real fast. You can tell by that truck. But again, I'm just moving a little further north to show you how the conditions are deteriorating. And it looks like, and we'll take a look at the Mississippi River bridges also, and they are starting to look quite hazardous. And that's going to more than likely shut down a lot of traffic on these interstates. But there goes a record. Someone's probably in trouble. Now, let's go to the bridge in Memphis itself. You can see the pyramid right there. See that, guys? And you've got light traffic, but this is, as it goes through the day, this more than likely will have to be closed. Right now, it's treacherous. You can see there goes an 18-wheeler right now in part of the Tennessee Department of Transportation. Notice the wind also. Some of that vibration could be from some of the big trucks because you can feel that, but the visibility is very low as nightfall comes on, which it's only 9:30 in the morning, but it's just going to get worse. So again, if you got people out traveling, try to stay in touch with them with your cell phone and theirs. Make sure they're okay. If they, for some reason, had to get out in this, You need to keep an eye on them. Now let's swing east across Louisiana over to Shreveport, guys, and this is South Lakeshore Drive. And this is a series of still shots, I think, the way this camera works. And you can see one 18-wheeler coming in this direction. Anyway, this is South Lakeshore Drive. Conditions are really bad on the interstates all through this ice pattern. And they talked about 2,000 miles of it eventually, going from New Mexico, possibly all the way to sections of Arizona, all the way to the East Coast. And going over into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, guys, this is State Highway 183 at MacArthur, and you can see the same thing with this Jeep there. And that's probably what you would need, a good four-wheel drive, but even that wouldn't be safe. You can see the same thing. It looks like a mixture of ice, some snow, probably sleet and snow in the area. So this is what we're going to see as it spreads. Now, it looks like Texas, maybe tomorrow, you're going to start seeing a break for some of this precipitation. The temperatures are going to linger as far as being cold, and I don't know how quickly the power will start coming back on in the affected areas. That's just something we're going to have to see, how quickly they can get to it, and if we have any power problems as far as relay stations like that, transformers getting too cold, freeze-ups. And they talk about that, a lot of people use gas, but when they pump that out and refine it and all, they have these, if it gets so cold, that becomes very difficult too. So supply becomes an issue if it's over a prolonged period of time. Now, this is the current map, well, as of 36 minutes ago, the current wind chill map. And you can see where the freeze line starts right coming out of the light blue here, guys, into darker blue, you rise above freezing. And this is wind chill, not the actual, but if you're out in it, this is what it feels like. You can see North Mississippi 12 here, 15 up northeast, coming back through Louisiana. Here in the Shreveport area, wind chill around 20. Dallas-Fort Worth area, you're getting into the purple area, and that's what I was talking about. You may get some of the precipitation out a little bit, but the temperatures become brutal. Notice in Oklahoma, the wind chill -1, -12. Coming back over into New Mexico, -6, -9, -17, guys. Then you look up through here, -27. Minnesota, you got -30s, -38s, things like that. Let's take a look at the Weather Service map. The pinks, guys, that's winter storm warnings. The purples are ice storm warnings. Now watch this. The greens in this area are cold temperature or extreme temperature watches. When you go into the bright blue, these are extreme temperature warnings. Now, on the very edges where you see purple, on the edge of the storm, guys, how it's going to proceed out, these are winter weather advisories, and that just precedes what's coming. So keep an eye on it. We're going to be watching it throughout the day. Just stay warm. Make sure your pets are inside. You protected any plants you haven't left outside before the temps drop too low. And pipes, of course. Check your antifreeze in your cars. We're, again, above freezing here. It is real feel 36, temperature 39, but that's going to change. Now, looking at the U.S. satellite images, these, I've got it set where the blue is the taller clouds. That's where the most amount of moisture is right now. You can see the sun is almost all the way across over, getting to you guys over in Portland and Washington. You're about to see sun rise. But notice the low pressure system right there off the Baja in Mexico. That's continuing to pump and pull warmer air because you're getting closer to the equator. Warmer, moist air and rain into New Mexico and the very southeastern tip of Arizona. That's going to feed into the system over the next few days. Also, moisture being pushed eastward out into the Gulf of America, just south of the Houston-Galveston area. And all of this is building up south of you guys in Louisiana. But maybe the temperatures in the New Orleans area will stay above freezing, and that'll be okay. But as we go forward in time, that cold front is dipping further south. So this is going to move across Louisiana, South Mississippi, South Alabama, Mobile area, and across the Texas Panhandle. It will add to the moisture as everything pulls to the east. That's my point. Anyway, guys, we're watching it. You watch it. Updates will be coming. Just stay safe, warm, and dry. Heads up.